from Quonset Point, Rhode Island. It's ABT's Air Expo, starring the Thunderbirds.
We're at Quonset Point Airport in North Kingstown, Rhode Island.
Coming up on what appears to be jump run at this time.
We're waiting for the guy to jump. We're waiting for some paratroopers, actually, to come out. We're at North Quonset Airport, I said, but this is a military point. Quonset Point, thank you.
In North Kingstown, Rhode Island. And we're talking with our mouths full.
Well, we're starting out today, folks. The sun just came out, and it's going to be a beauty. Memorial Day weekend here on ABT.
Parachute doors are open on the sides of the C-130.
He's slowing down, Pete.
Beautiful blue sky. We're just opening right at showtime. We have one number away. The first is looking to go to them for that post today. That's Sergeant Bob.
Very safe.
In his second year on the team.
Second year on the team. Good.
So, Pete, we're going to be seeing the Thunderbirds today. There's various amounts of aircraft.
This is the opening show by the flight of the American flag sergeant.
Some great single engines when we walked in here, John. The real older looking planes, they had the metal tin sides, if you will.
First back 4 hours.
We're going to play the national anthem now.
National Guard Open House at Air Show.
Rhode Island. What an opening today. I'm with my brother John.
By Sergeant Rob Regnant of your United. Watch it. You outside.
C-31 or
C-130 Hercules, Peter. They're the jumpers right there. See them with the smoke stream?
C-130.
This is a perfectly good parachute. However, my member will reach up and release one set of steering lines. Only if the malfunction as you point upward, there is no way to survive landing on this parachute. Therefore, you release it completely and the floor per second.
John, these are the Golden Knights. They're the most elite team of parachuters in the world. Paratroopers, I should say, in the world. What was it about the communists?
In 1957, when the Soviets launched Sputnik, the American public was outraged. In response to the huge advancement and leap in technology by the Russians, the United States military, particularly the Air Force, decided, well, we're going to have the elite of paratroopers, the best paratroopers in the world, hence the Golden Knights. There would have to be the Air Force's version of the Navy's SEALs.
They're going to be tossing a baton to each other or something?
Yeah, they're going to make 3 passes. This is the first pass. Yeah, and they're going to pass something to them.
What kind of pass?
The only difference between these parachutes and an aircraft is if the jumpers make a mistake, They don't have the ability to power back up and take it around. Now, overtaking before it hits the canopy, therefore it Our next jumper is using the back end of the first, it allows the wind to push him backwards.
This camel work is absolutely horrible. I mean, I know it's handheld and stuff, but it's crap, man. It's a disappointment.
For who?
Wide of the mark.
Yeah, wide of the target area, that's correct. Within the drop zone, wide of the bullseye.
Oh, these are the best in the world. Do you hear me? The world.
And the jumpers around as they exit the aircraft.
And they're out.
Snaps into a rigid body position.
Jump.
This camel work is horrible. No, what about, wow, what about, no, those lines, just stuck on a line.
Miles per hour. And now at 7,500 feet, they turn around. Each jumper looking for his partner, following an in-grid smoke trail down to his partner who looks much like a guided missile. Watch the left, watch the right, and watch for the ground.
108 miles an hour, John. That's how fast the stock cars go across around Daytona.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good.
See them almost miss each other there?
Yeah. Like the announcer said, he said if there's a mistake with an aircraft, they can go back and turn around, not here with the paratroopers. Look at them, the Golden Knights.
Each show diamond tracking team is a very close technique. They start out their season out in training then they're selected and paired off by their tracking abilities. And each show diamond tracking teams will only track with one another for the remainder of the season.
And the self-perfection and mental awareness, these Golden Knights really are trained for precisely this stuff, John. They're the best in the world. We said it before. We'll probably say it again. They're doing their gear checks right now, but pretty soon we're going to see the world-famous Golden Knights making a drop here on ABT.
I don't know, man. If you put this out, I think only an idiot would watch it. Only an idiot would stand here and watch me edit.
Watch momentarily for 4 jumpers to exit the aircraft.
They're going to be doing like a diamond shape. The Golden Knights are.
And the jumpers are out in the smoky zone.
Here we go.
Watch as these 4 jumpers do their arms and legs in flight control. Together, line up from one another and set up in what we call the wide diamond formation. And then on the team leader signal, it will come into the tight diamond formation as you see now. Each jumper flying within inches from one another without ever making contact. And now, all attention, all eyes, shift upon the team leader for the second thumbs up signal to be given at 4,000 feet, in which the jumpers will accelerate their bodies to 180 miles an hour and create a beautiful waterfall palm burst. And here you have the high-flying Rock and Roll of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights.
They're Army, Pete. I didn't mention Air Force. This is the Army's elite jumpers.
A good take. The air show, John, is all-American. It's free. Where are some other air shows?
There's going to be one, I believe, the 26th.
26th of May.
Of June.
Of June.
There's going to be one at Hanscom Field, also with the Thunderbirds. That's in Bedford. And then the following weekend, the weekend before that, there'll be one at South Weymouth, which will be the 17th, the 16th, and 17th. So June 16th and 17th, South Weymouth, that's a Navy air show at the Blue Angels. The 26th and 27th is the Thunderbirds at Hanscom Field. That's in June, and that's the Air Force.
Okay, let's get a it straight then. The Air Force is the Thunderbirds.
That's right.
The Navy is the Blue Angels.
That's correct.
Is South Weymouth Air Station going to be closed?
Yes,
or?
it is.
It
This
is.
will probably be the final air show.
You got to take it in while you can, folks.
Exactly. An air show will be a thing of the past in New England.
That's sad.
It is sad.
This is quite a take today. The sun came out here on the Peter McGowan Show. We're enjoying the golden nights. Enjoy. Folks, a 3-foot black dot to land on. We're talking from 10,000 feet.
And slowing and shutting the canopy down for a beautiful dead-center landing.
Pinpoint accuracy. ABT.
Our next few jumpers.
We're back on ABT, and there's Jack, the cameraman. Hi, Jack.
Hi, Jack. Don't say that at an air show.
Oh, God. There you go.
What's next, Pete?
From Salt Lake City, Utah, a graphic illustrator with 947 jumps, Sergeant Chris Ward, making a jump from the Hercules C-1.
How many jumps, Pete?
Jack, I'm getting a headache watching this. You're giving me a headache while I'm doing this.
Hey, so guys, what type of plane is this?
This is a C-23B. It's civilian, will be a short 360/330. We have an H-tail on it, which is on the 330. And unlike the civilian 330, we have a cargo door in the back instead of a little baggage compartment. So it's kind of a mutt in a way. It's modified for our military purposes.
Transport? Troop transport, or is it for...
See this now, we have the seats on the side, we have a cargo roller, so we're using it combined for both purposes. And also we can open the door inward in flight. Of course, we take the stairs out and we can drop airborne out. We can hang a cable that goes to the back where they put their little widget on there for the parachute. So we haven't gotten into that yet, though. It's certified for it, though.
Great, thank you.
Yep, take care.
This is a trainer, I believe, a T-38 Talon, if I'm not mistaken. He can fly. About a 30-year-old jet.
About 60 feet long?
Yeah. And then behind it, Pete, is a converted DC-10 used for military purposes. Okay, and then
What's that? What's the DC-10 used for?
military, I think this may be a tank, a KC, I think they call it, which is mean it carries fuel and refuels aircraft in flight. Now, swinging over to the right here, we have the A-10 Wart Hog.
Wart Hog?
They're used in Desert Storm, the ugliest aircraft, aerodynamically unsound, yet it's got so much firepower. There's a cannon. You see this guy fiddling with the nose. That cannon in the nose can destroy tanks.
Wow.
I'm not sure of the
How big
caliber.
are the,
I'm not sure, but they're huge. And then there's sidewinders. We heard the song by REM. They get sidewinders.
Well, what are those things on the back behind the wings on the before the
Stabilizer, ailerons. What?
The big things there, the
Engines?
engine.
That's what powers it, Pete.
Peter McGowan Show?
To keep you uninformed.
Down here at the air show, though, folks, this is the place to be. There's only a few left. All the bases are closing. All American.
Chinook helicopter, okay? Used extensively in the Korean War and Vietnam, for that matter. But wasn't that aerodynamically stable with the twin props, but effective nonetheless.
That's an ugly looking aircraft.
It is an ugly looking aircraft. What about MPs on the way down?
It's like we're in another country here at the base, you know. They set their own rules. MPs, they make the rules around here. We're getting ready for another jump. This one from the leapfrogs from the C-130 Hercules. They just have the Hercules. No, but they're just passing wind right now. I mean, they're just passing because of the wind.
Back from flying with the back on back in the setting display area.
So the C-130 is coming to land.
Half an hour after they land,
seeing some warbirds momentarily.
and the warbird area will be open for the public to get up close and personal with these classic warbirds.
Outstanding, and I believe some of the aircraft associated with the National Warplane Museum in Geneseo, New York, they'll actually be able to get inside the aircraft for just a small donation to the Warplane Museum.
He was using
That's
Desert
correct, Larry.
Storm.
The donations are to offset the extremely high operating costs of these aircraft that are performing for you today.
And ladies and gentlemen, performing for you right now is the big, powerful C-130 of the 143rd Airlift Group of the Rhode Island Air National Guard, putting on a maximum effort short-field landing demonstration for you. This giant aircraft capable of weights over 165,000 pounds at takeoff. Touching down now, reversing the propellers on the powerful Allison turboprop engine. Stopping the aircraft as they come up in front of the crowd. Now watch closely, because they have a very important passenger on board.
Yes, they have an important passenger on board.
As the C-130. As the door is open, out comes the loadmaster.
Loadmaster! Is that a porno film star?
Out comes the video crew.
The ABC wannabes, that's the video crew. That's a copy, Peter.
And here comes our VIP, our very important passenger. None other than Bozo, the
Bozo, get the bat! Get the bat and beat him silly, Pete! He took a night off from flying Eastern Airlines. He's a pilot there.
Welcome to the second National
Get the
Guard
bat,
Open House
Pete.
and
Let's
Air
flip
Show.
Bozo.
Here with John McGowan. John, I heard you just got to beat the Bozo. Yeah, I did. He was clowning around. I punched him in the nose.
What happened? Now, what precipitated? I hear you stepped in his big shoes or something like that, and he made fun of the way you were dressing. You didn't have pom-poms and the way you went.
Well, he's trying to make his grand entry there. His hair poked me in the eye. You see it, like I say, to sock him in the face as hard as I could. He's laid out over there by the plane.
Hey, Pete. The wind is really picking up.
You know, I'm thinking about this might be the very first show that can make people nauseous. Air Expo in hurl around and puke around.
Howard Weekly.
They're the
Thank you very much,
Warbirds.
Larry. On behalf of the Quonset Air Museum, the host for today's Warbird segment of the air show, would like to thank the Rhode Island National Guard for inviting us back again this year. Taken to the air is one of Rhode Island Aviation Heritage Quonset Air Museum's own, Al Sparling, flying the N2S Stearman. The Stearman is a primary, an R670 220 horsepower radial engine. It has a maximum speed of 124 miles an hour and is a two-seat primary trainer. Taken to the air next are two AT-6 SNJ Texans. The T-6 is powered by a Pratt &
Take
Whitney
off so
1340
close together,
radial
John,
engine,
but these
550 horsepower,
pilots
and a maximum speed of 205 miles
precise.
per hour.
Pete, those planes that we just saw are usually the ones they use in World War II movies. They paint those A6 Texans over in Japanese colors. Now a B-17 Flying Fortress.
Flying Fortress, that one looks older.
What's the Memphis Belle?
All right.
On our takeoff roll now is the queen of the day. We have the Boeing B-17G Flying Fortress. This was brought into us by the National Warplane Museum in Geneseo, New York. And we'd like to thank them for bringing that in today to let you see it fly here at the Rhode Island National Guard Quonset Air Show 93.
And the Peter McGowan Show on ABT.
Here's a B-25.
From the right, we have the North American B-25 missile bomber. The missile bomber gained fame in World War II. Jimmy Doolittle and 15 other B-25 taken off from the deck of the USS Hornet to bomb Tokyo, Japan in World War II. The B-25 is powered by Wright Cyclone R2600 radial engines.
Wow, they flew all the way over.
Now this, my grandfather flew this. My grandfather helped spot U-boats in World War II, but this is the type, the PBY Catalina, that spotted the Bismarck, the big German battleship.
PBY Catalina. Just like to invite you all down to the Warbird area.
That's
at the right
amphibious?
end of the ramp, over by the control tower after the Warbirds land. This is the Quonset Air Museum's MiG-17, our own Russian Antonov A&U transport. And there goes the PBY Catalina.
When you said he spotted the Bismarck.
No, he didn't spot the Bismarck. He used to spot German U-boats, but that was used to find the Tirpitz and the Bismarck that were hiding in Norwegian fjords, I believe.
As a map.
Why didn't you bring the tripod?
Landing gear and amphibious floats for landing on water. The Quonset Air Museum is located right here at the Quonset State Airport. We are located in Hangar 488, which is approximately 1/4 mile behind the control tower.
Because I wasn't going to haul a 60-pound tripod 2 miles from where we parked, okay, in the 90-degree sun.
Leader of the Blue Angels.
1919.
Commander Harley Hall flew here at Quonset Point in 1971 as #1 for the Blue Angels. He subsequently went back to Vietnam after his tour, was shot down on the last day of the Vietnam War, and is still listed as MIA.
But they used to send these ones to bomb Germany, and they took
And approaching from the right,
They were literally
the
flying
Boeing
fortresses,
B-17
armaments.
flying
A lot of
fortress.
men lost their lives flying
One of the
these
two
things.
American-built heavyweight bombers of World War II, the B-17, is powered by 4 Wright R-1820 radial engines, 1,000 horsepower each. Later models had 1,200 horsepower versions of the same engine. B-17 has a 6,000-pound payload, a crew of anywhere from 6 to 10. It is armed with 13 50 caliber machine guns, has a maximum speed of 295 miles per hour, and a range of 1,100 miles. There are only approximately 7 flyable B-17s left in the country right now. There's the North American B-25 Mitchell, followed by the AT-6 SNJ Texans. A Stinson 10A
disadvantage
L9
to the
Liaison
H-shaped
aircraft. North American T-28 Trojan,
tail wings
and
on
underplaced
it.
Where'd you come up with this idea? I just come from a military family. Family with a history of aviation in it. I don't have to explain myself to you, man.
Aircraft. Here comes the PBY now. This thing was the Catalina. It looked like a goose, you know. It's just an ugly-looking aircraft, but it was highly effective.
And from the right, the
That's
consolidated
similar to the
PBY
one
Catalina.
that your grandfather was on, isn't it?
Yeah.
The same design. Almost.
To the best of my knowledge, this PBY is one of the only Catalinas currently on the air show circuit, although they still are being used commercially up in Canada and on the West Coast for firebombing. You probably remember it from the movie Always last year or the year before. Also, the next couple of runs here by the bombers, I'd like you to keep an eye on the bellies of the aircraft. Those of you that were here last year, notice a little surprise we had for you come out of the bomb bays of the bombers here. For those of you who really
We have another
should have
surprise
picked it
coming
out
up, I guess, John. The Air Force has one coming up
this
for
year
us.
at the Rhode Island Air National Guard Air Show 93. Stay tuned. We have 2 more aviation events here at the Quonset State Airport this year. On June 11th, the Quonset Air Museum is very pleased to announce that the Blue Angels will be flying at the Quonset Air Museum. They will be doing their full show at NAS South Weymouth on June 12th and 13th. Oh boy, that was a big one. Watch the Mitchell here, right? Crowd, show center.
Drop the bomb, Pete.
But prior to the Blue Angels performance at South Weymouth, on June 11th, which is Catalina.
We have plenty more filming on these planes and great aircraft down here at the Quonset Point.
Alright, let's think of what the people at home would say.
Rhode Island.
Right here out of
Plenty of sights to see in the air and the ground. Pete.
Once the largest naval air station in the
That's for
country,
sure, to say
until
the
its
least.
closure in 1974.
Jack's doing the camera again, doing the producing for the Peter McGowan Show. You see the Peter McGowan Show?
Fly
The
by
PBY
for you.
flying by,
Let you listen to the
PBY.
sound of these radio engines.
PB what? No, PBY.
Why? Oh, see that?
Why ask why?
See that's obviously a plane that can land in the water, John, huh?
Amphibious.
Amphibious. What would that plane be mostly used for?
Right
Used
now,
for
in
mostly-
contemporary, it's used in Canada as a fire bomber to put out fires. It's used as a lake hopper, a puddle jumper, as it were, in Alaska to take people.
We have the B-25 Mitchell back on the ground.
Mitchell.
It's on the ground. That was just up. We saw that earlier. That's a World War.
Oh man, why are you going to show this? Because there's obviously nothing better to do. I mean, isn't that self-evident? You know? Come on, you don't see this very often. When was the last time you saw a good air show on TV outside of this summer when WCBB did the same show? Well, it'll probably be the last. It will probably be the last.
First of 3 air exhibits this summer to be held in Rhode Island.
Much longer.
We're going to touchdown.
Touchdown.
And once again, the Quonset Air Museum would like to thank the Rhode Island National Guard for
Oh,
inviting
we'd
us
like
back
to
again
thank
to host
the,
the Warbird segment of the show this
Rhode
year.
Island National Guard, John, for putting this show on for us. Look at that little plane over here coming across.
The trainer.
There it is back on the ground, the Boeing B-17.
Where did you come up with this brilliance?
For stunts.
Oh, see, it's awful windy here at the Peter McGowan Show.
There's always full of wind in the Peter McGowan Show.
We pass a lot of wind here on the Peter McGowan Show.
No, really, I think people will enjoy this for about 5 minutes. And then they're going to be driving the porcelain bus.
Well, there's no paratroopers to speak of, because the wind down here is going up to about 20 miles an hour, and I'm sure it's 10,000 feet,
From the
Jack.
reviewing stand here. This aircraft has 3 yellow cowlings on it, the number 1 engine, the number 3 engine, and the number 4 engine. But on the number 2 engine, it has an olive drab cowling. A couple of years ago on the air show circuit, there was a gentleman, I believe his name was Bob Richards, owned a B-17F Flying Fortress, which is currently back at the Seattle Museum of Flight in Washington. Bob Richards died very suddenly, and as a tribute to Bob Richards, Geneseo asked if they might have one of the cowlings.
Look how
off
low
of that
the air pressure is
B-17F
in the tire.
before it was moved into the Seattle Museum of Flight Museum. Sort of as a flying tribute to Bob Richards and all he had done for the warbird movement here in the United States. These aircraft take a lot of maintenance, a lot of tender loving care to keep them in the air. And it was
Comes the
just
PBY Catalina. Now again, this is the one that found the Bismarck. The United States Navy, or the British Navy in conjunction with the United States Navy, used these to search out the huge German battleships, the
On
Turbines,
final, just coming across the numbers on the right-hand runway is the consolidated PBY Catalina. Remember, folks,
Catalina found them. What did they do after they found them?
They call it the torpedo bomber.
Most of them
Something like a B-17, eh?
take very nice pictures
Something like a Dauntless.
of all of them. When you're down there, folks, please ask about the Quonset Air Museum and how you can help with the mission by becoming a member. We have a
That's it for ABT's Air Expo from Quonset Point, Rhode Island. Take care.
Part of the action, the Warble and Wilbur Rice. Get out. Just get out.